comment below. Let me know what's some of the things that you have benefited from this whole entire global crisis. I know one thing, people are doing more things with exercise, and I'm doing that myself. I'm actually on a lifestyle change as we speak. Hey everybody, hopefully everybody's enjoying their day. I'm coming out for some sun, you all. I've been inside for the most part, and I'm gonna have to find me some creative things to do. Are you able to see? Yes, I told you I like the water, right? So that's what I'm heading to, just to kind of give myself just some added tranquility to my day. Hopefully you guys are doing well. You are making the best of your day. I did want to come in, and really right now, I've been doing things pretty unscripted, and I think right now that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but can you see it? Yeah. So I don't know if you can hear me. Let me see if I can turn it up so. Yeah, hopefully y'all can hear me. But I was saying, pretty much, for the most part anyway, I've been pretty unscripted. I'm really just kind of going from the heart. I'm not trying to, do all the normal things that I would do with my editing and all of that. I'm just pretty much speaking to the heart and just coming in. I really had on my mind to talk about, if you're not, I had on my mind pretty much just to talk about, one, being essential. It's still officially Social Work Month. I know it's so much going on right now, but I wanted to kind of just thank everybody, all the social workers out there, to all the licensed clinical social workers, all of the BSWs, MSWs, whether you're a student, a new professional, a seasoned professional, and even other mental health professionals. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and just tell you thank you for the work that you do, for one social worker to another. I really wanted to still celebrate us, really still celebrate us and all of the numerous work that we're doing. But I was just, inspired to just pretty much talk about essential. I know it was so ironic what they were deeming what's essential, and they were pretty much saying people that, have major roles to contributing to society. And I was just saying, even though we already know that as social workers and people that work on the front lines with some of the most vulnerable populations. I'm gonna see if I can sit here. Y'all can kind of see me, hopefully still see me good. And I am practicing social distancing. I'm on my lunch. Ma, you gonna say hi? Yeah, we're with the people at the front line, so we know the work that we do is already essential. But it was just a reminder to me. I was just beginning to think about that term, essential. And I know it's a lot of stigma around the social work field and social workers that really kind of have us pegged into a box where we only take and steal children. And I'm not going to say steal, but some of them feel that that's what we do, but it's more to it. Even the people that work within the Department of Social Services, Youth and Family Services, Child Protective Services, they know that there's other parameters that are put in place before they actually get to that point to actually remove a child from a home. But again, sometimes it's what the majority says about a particular thing that becomes a perception, which actually becomes a reality for some people, whether it's true or not. But I just felt like it was really interesting to hear, about not even social work positions and jobs, other roles that where people were kind of not really deemed as maybe important, or they didn't add value to it, like a janitor or someone that works in a grocery store. I found it to be really, really interesting that they also were considered essential to some of the other people now. Not to say that I never felt like they were not, and they are, and they have been, but it's just really interesting just to see how certain times can bring about highlight and can bring about a different change in thought about a particular profession or particular role. But I just wanted to come on and let you all know that you are really important. The work that you do is important. It's detrimental to the world that we're in. It's a really, really good field to be in. I tell you, despite of everything that's going on, happy Social Work Month. I wanted to give you a couple of tips in regards to working remotely too. And like I said, this is from the heart. I actually was already working remote prior to the whole pandemic, COVID-19 coronavirus. I was already in a remote role. So I felt like I had some clarity that I wanted to share with you all. Just quick little pointers and tips that may can help you to be able to get the most out of your day and to increase your productivity while at home, especially with it being such a new and vast adjustment. So the first tip I would definitely have to say is, I'm about to say, what is that as a bird? The first tip I would definitely have to say is your space, your location. Like, I know you may not be, some people already, have offices within their homes or within the place that they live. I was not one of those initially. I actually had to carve out a particular space and a particular section. So I would say that would be the first thing I would say. Definitely make sure that you're carving out a space where you feel comfortable to work, where you can possibly have less distractions as possible, where you can kind of like let people know within your family, like have like children or other people that you're living in a home with, where they're able to still maneuver around you if they have to. If they still have to, they're able to maneuver around you, and that way it doesn't interrupt what they have to do, and it doesn't interrupt what you have to do. So that would be my first thing, is location. Definitely defining what's comfortable to you, what's reasonable for you, and where that you can actually have an actual working space. I definitely would say that would be the first. Second, I would say comfortability. And you hear me saying my little words, y'all. I get so tongue-tied, but I'm not editing this. What I tell you, I'm not editing this. So I'm going to try to say it one more time. Comfortability. Here we go. So finding somewhere that it relaxes you, where you can spend some time out of your day, and you can actually, and this is a beautiful little place over here, y'all. I never even really come sit right here. But let's see if I can come over here and just kind of talk. But yeah, comfortability. You definitely want to find a place where you can feel that, okay, you know what, hey, this works for me. I want to make sure that y'all can see me too. But definitely trying to find a space and a place where you're just like, you know what, hey, this works for me. I'm comfortable here. I can get work here. This is all the way from your space, like I said with the first one, location, all the way up into trying to get a space where y'all can see me. But your space and location, all the way up into the tools that you use. It's an actual monitor, purchasing things that help you to be able to not squint and have to squint all day just to look, okay, this is much better. Find a space where you don't have to squint, that you have a big enough monitor and a screen that you can see things on. Even if you have to be innovative and creative and hook up, a TV as a monitor, I think with like an HDMI cord or something like that. But just being able to see things in a bigger view scope, so that way you're not straining and giving yourself migraines or straining and just becoming uncomfortable. Keyboards and keypads, making sure you have enough space, making sure that you're able to set your laptop up or set your desktop up and have a space where you can have your pens and your notes and different things that you would normally need, just in case you have to have like a random all-staff call conference or a video conference via Zoom, Google Meets, Google Duo Hangouts. So it's so many different things that we're doing now regarding virtual meetups, that it's so important to be able to be available and know how to work those processes. One other tip that I would say about working remotely, I would say flooded with a lot of emails right now, especially if you are, this is like your first time dealing with being remote. Sometimes people are still trying to work things out. They want to make sure, they're communicating, and right now this is the main form of communication. But I would just tell you to be mindful and be able to have some type of system in place where you're prioritizing, okay, hey, I can respond to this in 24 hours. I can respond to this at the end of the day. Okay, no, this is urgent. I need to reply to this with right as soon as possible. Because I found myself even before just like, oh my goodness, just answering every email, every response. And sometimes that can hinder you from being productive. So if it's something that can wait for later on, it's not to say that you're ignoring a person, but you're prioritizing what needs to be done first. Because if you're working on a particular assignment, you're working on a particular task, and that is detrimental for, you know, ongoing services or a customer, something that you're doing for a customer that's like right in need. Because like a lot of our social workers, a lot of us is right now, we are still, you know, brokering services and linking services and researching and providing additional resources to families that are in need. And a lot of things they are requesting, and they may need things from us that is really time sensitive. So I would say prioritize your time sensitives and your have tos to our get tos, you know. So definitely do that. That was a really good pointer that I found useful myself. And let's see, another pointer I want to say, I would say being ethical. I would definitely say being ethical, because sometimes it's one of those things where there's like, oh, nobody's watching me, you know. But we already know somebody is watching you. We already know that. But as social work is a part of our code of ethics, even though you may not be a social worker looking at this video, it's still a part of some type of policy and procedure that you do the job that you've been hired to do. So yes, there is flexibility in working virtually and remotely, but it still requires the same amount of responsibility and ethics just as you would in office. And it's so easy to blur those lines, but just making sure that if you are going to be available, you're available when you say you're going to be available, making sure that your accessibility is in sync just as it was if you were in office, and just communicating that, just making the best of it all. But those pretty much are just my little pointers and tips. If I think of some more things, I may do a part 2 to this. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and just say happy Social Work Month and provide some helpful tips for remote work. But yep, I think I'm just going to continue on with the flow of the videos the way they are right now, and just let you know what's on my heart, and coming in and chiming in and just talking with you all. But yeah, just trying to make sure that reaching goals, we're still here reaching goals, we're still living our life, you know, still trying to make sure that we abide to at-home stay orders and social distancing. But at the same time, I've just been intentional about, you know, spending time with family and friends, and then really getting out. And I think one of the things that I can say in regards to asking what some of the things that you've been benefiting from is really being mindful and understanding how precious time is, how precious relationships are. And that you a social worker, you already know that's one of the things that we definitely understand and promote. We understand the importance of human relationships. And this is now the time where, I mean, we're really looking more critical. We're slowing things down. We're getting more in tune. We're getting more refined. We're getting more focused about the things that really, really matter. And that's what I think some positive aspects about what we're dealing with globally can be attributed to, you know? So, I mean, it feels so good out here, you all. And just for my eyes just to view the water, my ears to hear, you know, it activated my senses. And I would say another thing too, you know, sometimes it's so easy to get into the mundane things of things, you know, the mundane things, routines, and, you know, just the everyday habits of life, that we don't take time out to enjoy the minute things, or what we consider minute, you know, like the beautiful flowers, you know, taking time to look at that. But yeah, I'm just grateful, you know, to everybody that's going on hard times. You know, you're definitely in my thoughts and in my prayers right now, because some people are being furloughed, some people are out of work, some people are being forced to apply for unemployment, some people do not know where their next meal is going to come from, you know. And I really, like I said, I'm just have been inspired with so many different things, and I don't want to add all of this to one video. But I'm definitely going to be coming in, chiming in to see what some other things that we possibly can do as a social work community, and see what ways that we can give back. So if you have any ideas, definitely drop them below. I'll be interested in looking through some of those. So yeah, you know, I just want to let you guys know, be encouraged, and let me know if the remote tips are helpful at all. And if you have any other questions, I can possibly do another video on it. But I'm about to be out.